I'm not claiming Jesus is my brother, though we both call God our Father. Welcome to the YouTube library. We are street accredited and corporate certified. My name is MD Njiru, the artist. Let me issue a disclaimer before I proceed. This video is purely born out of curiosity. I consider myself a novice when it comes to matters related to the Bible. Christ is the reason for this season. Hope you had a wonderful Christmas. The Christmas song, Mary Did You Know, got me thinking and curious. Maybe I should do a rendition and call it, Mary, why didn't your baby boy write? It's not in doubt that if Jesus wanted, he'd write a book. My question is, why did Jesus not write one? Kindly pause the video and share your reasons in the comment section why Jesus did not write a book. We shall compare notes at the end of the video. Reason number 1 as to why Jesus never wrote a book. As Stephen King in his book on writing states, writing is a lonely job. It seems like Jesus did not like being alone. Jesus was always on the move and with people around him. Enyewe Yesu alikuwa anapenda mbogi. Technically, he didn't have his personal time to write. It seems like in many occasions, Jesus was in the company of others. No wonder the Spirit had to lead him to the wilderness for him to be tempted. That's the longest recorded time he was away from people. Read Matthew chapter 4. The times Jesus was alone are not so many. I may be wrong, but he seems to have spent most of his time with people. Anytime he had to do something major like praying, he would usually separate himself from people. And writing would mean he had to separate himself from people. That, coupled with the fact that some accounts claim that Jesus did not have a house, it's probably he didn't have a writing space. In Mark chapter 6, verses 45 to 46, immediately Jesus made his disciples get into the boat and go on ahead of him to Bethsaida, while he dismissed the crowd. After leaving them, he went up on a mountainside to pray. The fact that Jesus had to send people away may demonstrate that he was always surrounded by people. It's the polar opposite situation with Paul. Paul was in prison several times and spent much of his time there. It may explain why Paul ended up writing many books. Reason number 2. Jesus was fatigued and exhausted most of the time. Or how do you explain how you could sleep in the midst of a storm? Read Matthew chapter 8 and verse 23. Jesus' mission was so exhausting to start picking another exhausting assignment like writing. That's the struggle writers who are starting out have to face. The balancing act of writing and maintaining a day job. Let's move on to reason number 3. Writing is more detailed. If you've watched the movie Black Hawk Down and read the book Black Hawk Down, you get the drift. If Jesus had to write a book about his life, he had to detail situations like why did he weep, why did he choose Judas, and how he truly felt about Thomas doubting his resurrection. Writing a book would mean Jesus had to explain himself, and I guess Jesus never liked explaining himself. After all, he is the boss. Reason number 4. Jesus was a master delegator. He chose disciples like Matthew and John, who later wrote the Gospels. He also had Peter, and sometimes it's hard not to doubt Thomas wrote a book. Jesus knew anything that needed to be written would be covered. Reason number 5. He did not write because he did not want to, he didn't have to. Jesus was surrounded by writers. His brother Jude and James wrote part of the New Testament. This fact should have influenced Jesus into writing. Then, why did Jesus not write? He did not write because he did not want to. He did have to. Reason number 6. Jesus avoided the awkwardness of first-person narration. Picture this in a book written by Jesus. Probably in page 23 or in chapter 23, verse 7 of the book of Jesus. I was born to a virgin mom who was engaged to a man called Joseph. Sounds kind of awkward. Reason number 7. He had systems in place. Without writing, the Bible account could not be preserved. Jesus knew this, but due to reasons known to him, he didn't write. Instead, he put systems in place to ensure the accounts were written and recorded. The system included the records of Matthew, John, and eventually Paul. All reasons aside, I think the main reason Jesus never wrote a book is Jesus was not just a character, but a story. The Old Testament primed everyone for the coming of Jesus. In Isaiah chapter 7, verse 14, it says, "Therefore the Lord himself will give out you. Therefore the Lord himself will give you a son. The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and will call him Emmanuel." The New Testament is all about Jesus. In Luke chapter 2, verse 28, it says, "Simeon was there. He took the child in his arms and praised God, saying, 'Sovereign Lord, now let your servant die in peace, as you have promised.'" The New Testament is all about Jesus. Jesus is the story, and so a story can't write the story. Jesus is the story and the reason for the season. Happy holidays. In the spirit of the season, kindly share this story with as many people as possible.